We hope that our Urbanization Knowledge Partnership will bring together cities, policymakers, researchers, and NGOs around transformative issues through knowledge exchange and, importantly, peer-to-peer learning. The key concept we're trying to bring is to convene, connect, create, and customize knowledge.
Urbanization Knowledge Platform. Urbanization Knowledge Platform. Urbanization Knowledge Platform. Urbanization Knowledge Platform.
The Knowledge Platform.
Urbanization Knowledge Platform. Urbanization Knowledge Platform.
Knowledge.
Urbanization
Knowledge Platform.
Knowledge Platform.
Urbanization Platform.
Big and small businesses.
The question of capacity. City regions.
The metropolitan regions.
Climate change and sustainability.
Stronger governance over the financial system.
Massive growth of smaller sized cities.
How do we go about operating and influencing cities where only a fraction of all services and all change is delivered by public sector?
Informal land market.
Infrastructure and land improvements. Improvements in amenities.
Land use management.
The issue of taxation of land.
Los frutos de la urbanización, las ventajas de la urbanización.
How do you think about sequencing policies for places at different stages of urbanization?
People participation.
The principles of the design of a good city involving the private sector.
How to revive abandoned areas of the city.
What to do about the 700 plus monotons, which have about a quarter of Russia's urbanized.
Podemos pensar en los procesos que estaban pasando en Latinoamérica.
Cointegração latino-americana.
The future of the world is being written in the cities of Asia. And indeed, that's what makes the stakes for the knowledge platform so high.
Councillor Steve Jones.
Professor of Economics.
My name is Joe Kidd, Professor of Urban Planning.
Please welcome the Deputy Mayor.
Assistant to the Mayor. Urban Planner.
Deputy Chief Architect of Urban City.
World Federation of Engineering Organizations.
I'm a member of Parliament and a Minister of State for Urban Development.
Simon Phillips.
I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Architecture.
Hi, my name is Arish Nastu and I'm with the World Bank. I work in the urban sector with Indonesia, Vietnam, Laos.
In the city of
Dimitris and Gellis.
Good morning, my name is Jeannie Birch.
Urban economist with the World Bank.
United Nations Environment Program.
The U.S. Agency for International Development.
UN Habitat.
Vietnam.
Mexico. Singapore and Korea.
I am David Dowell.
Vice Mayor of Kunming Municipal People's Government.
The World Economic Forum.
I'm the Acting Director of Programming in Tanzania.
Abba, you've issued a very open invitation.
I am honored to be here and we have a huge interest being and working in successful cities. Therefore, it's part of the business of Deutsche Bank to help these cities to be successful.
How do we get those that understand cities, that make them work, teach those that want to learn?
It's a good day to share your thoughts about what you have learned in the past, what you want to learn now, things you are very confident about, but also things you are uncertain about. We had 6 countries, 15 cities directly represented. You begin to see the signposts to solutions that are relevant for you, begin to have a different kind of debate. We're really happy about that.
There's so much strength in this group around knowledge sharing.
This is a forum for learning.
Remarkable things happen when smart people come together and learn from one another.
As it were, lessons from Barcelona for the rest of the world.
What did Paris do? What did Cape Town do?
How did Ethiopia become a country with an urban policy on approach rather than urban policy off approach? Something has happened in the national discussion. That's important, and you talked about that. So we'd like to hear more examples from around the room of this. You phrase it as a question, but in a way it's the beginning of an answer, isn't it? Yes? Okay. Right. Good.
Really documenting the process by which you make change.
Focus in on those very real public policy challenges.
Not only the knowledge part, but also on getting things done on the ground.
He said, this seems to work in practice, but does it work in theory? And, you know, I think the academics have to sort of take a step back. I mean, this is about practice.
How can we apply it now? How can we benefit now?
Sometimes it's not fancy, and sometimes we cannot use big words. It works.
It's important that not only do policymakers actually inform the cutting-edge research coming forward, but it is as important that researchers like yourselves are actually open to seeing what is happening in policymaking and how can you assist policymakers.
Can we put both of these in the same space?
You could. It depends on the value they produce, but you could put the research, some in production.
And what you really said is it's important for there to be a national common agenda with a medium-term framework.
So what the World Bank can do on this, I think there's so much knowledge that is in the World Bank, the real-world experience of this, but it has not flown. I think they've not leveraged as much as should be leveraged, the Academy's ability to be supportive and to try and aid in that. So I think really this knowledge platform is really crucial in terms of bringing their knowledge to us in the Academy and helping us to contribute.
Facilitate the links between innovative breakthrough knowledge coming from reliable sources, like one of the world's largest financial institutions, and connect it to the actions that city leaders are trying to make and that they're often ill-equipped to make.
Knowledge, network, and data.
I think every city, if they could put in, what you might call post-implementation reviews of projects. Let's face it, business cases are one thing, what actually happens after is another. And I think if we could get a library of that.
It's possible that this Asia-Pacific Cities Solutions Library could be part of the World Bank's Urbanization Knowledge Platform. I said, well, I'll have to talk to Mrs. Joshi Gandhi. I don't know.
Online presence that's built up on an open source, ePulses, modular.
You just need to figure out how to plug information into that and utilize it so we get the outcomes that we want.
If we can bundle this package so that we can save city administrators time and make sure that we hit the right person at the right time.
With the help of the World Bank, we'll be able to do that. That means to do a platform that is useful for the citizens.
And so as much as possible, what we want to do is harness the tools that people already use. So then, rather than us sort of trying to create a LinkedIn for urbanization, how about we just sort of leverage LinkedIn? And so the idea is to sort of tap into a lot of the sort of communities of practice that already exist, maybe at a local basis or maybe around a specific subject, and then sort of scale that up to a global scale.
And I'm very pleased to invite the city of Brisbane as a node and the Asia Pacific Cities Summit participants and all the mayors to be actually a core part, a nodal part of this Urbanization Knowledge Platform.
Is on our Twitter account, and I would say we couldn't do the data store without Twitter. We just couldn't, because every time we upload a data set, we tell them
what would be the appropriate approach for a comparable data set at the city level. And very quickly we started talking about the GCIF.
Data sheets that keeps going because this is 115 indicators in 140 cities.
Now, it's often suggested that urbanization, while economically beneficial, is somehow or other stultifying to the human soul. I can tell you that isn't what the data typically shows. What you're looking at here is self-reported happiness levels across countries.
Before institutional reform, Shanghai was planning for the new town development.
We're going to showcase some of their innovative work that's down to the city level.
The overriding assumption was Johannesburg subsidized Soweto. That's what everyone believed. We demonstrated exactly the opposite, that Soweto was subsidizing Johannesburg.
Urbanization. We are heading for urbanization. It focusing a strong hold at the rural to exploit the maximum forces.
And the most successful cities have decided it is their task to change the mindset in the nation state.
Human capital externalities, or the connection between skills and your local earnings, appear, if anything, to be stronger in India than they are in the US. The value of having skilled neighbors are even more important in the developing world.
There's a panel composed of citizens
evaluate their ideas, and then recommend city government.
Key here is not to understand urbanization for the sake of urbanization, but how do you make it a driver for economic development?
Instead of the spillover effect, we experienced some kind of backwards effect.
Like a hub for design, which is going to be one of the biggest worldwide.
Right.
Tailor-made products that we develop to help the creation of companies from the start of incubator until now. For jobs, manpower, and other private employment agencies, we have already like a pathway to follow. We do the same thing in our technology part.
Make sure it's available, make sure it's easy to understand, and if you want to use it, it's there to contribute to your decision making. And that's what we're trying to do with the platform. Thank you very much.